Alright, let's talk about the single biggest name on the market right now. The one player who is about to dictate the entire landscape of the NBA for the next 5 years. We have to talk about Donovan Mitchell. Because the writing isn't just on the wall anymore, it's been spray-painted in giant, flashing neon letters. The Donovan Mitchell era in Cleveland is over. And the sweepstakes for one of the most electric, explosive, and clutch scorers in the entire league have officially begun. Think about it. The talent in Cleveland is undeniable. On paper, it should have worked. You have Darius Garland, an all-star playmaker. You have Evan Mobley, a potential Defensive Player of the Year unicorn. You have Jarrett Allen, a premier rim-running big. And you have Donovan Mitchell, a guy who can single-handedly win you a playoff game. But we've seen it now for a couple of seasons. We've seen the awkward fit, the your turn, my turn offense, the defensive question marks. We've seen them get bounced from the playoffs again, looking like less than the sum of their parts. And now, Donovan has 1 year left on his deal. He hasn't signed the extension. He's seen what's possible, he's tasted the playoffs, and at 28 years old, he is smack in the middle of his prime. This is not the time to be part of a chemistry experiment. This is the time to win a championship. The Cavaliers know it. They know they cannot risk losing him for nothing. So the phone lines in Cleveland's front office are on fire right now, and the entire league is watching. Today, we're breaking down the 3 most realistic, most fascinating, and most franchise-altering destinations for Speeda. 3 teams that could form the next NBA super team. Let's start with the one that feels like it was written in a Hollywood script. The one that feels like destiny. We have to start with the New York Knicks. Can you just imagine the scene? Donovan Mitchell, the kid from Elmsford, New York, who grew up dreaming of this, walking into Madison Square Garden not as a visitor, but as the hometown hero. The roar of that crowd when he's introduced for the first time. It gives you chills just thinking about it. The narrative is almost too perfect. For years, the Knicks have been searching for that guy, their superstar savior. And all this time, he might have been right there, waiting. And this isn't just a feel-good story. The basketball fit is intoxicating. Picture a backcourt of Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. Yes, people will scream that it's too small. They'll worry about the defensive matchups. But let's be real. In today's NBA, elite offense beats elite defense more often than not. That would be, without question, the most dynamic, unguardable, and clutch backcourt in the entire league. 2 guys who can create their own shot, who can score from all 3 levels, who live for the pressure of the fourth quarter. You can't double-team one without leaving the other to destroy you. Tom Thibodeau would have an offensive nuclear weapon at his disposal. And the Knicks can actually pull this off. They are sitting on a mountain of assets. They have a war chest of first-round picks from other teams. They have young, intriguing players. A trade package would probably have to start with someone like R.J. Barrett's contract to make the money work, plus a guy like Quentin Grimes, and then the picks. So many picks. Maybe 3, 4, even 5 first-rounders. It would be a massive price to pay, but for the Knicks, a franchise starved for a true title contender, bringing the hometown kid back to finally hang a banner in the Garden? You can't put a price on that. It's a move you have to make. But what if the goal isn't just to be a contender? What if the goal is a guaranteed spot in the NBA Finals? That brings us to our second destination. The high-risk, high-reward, blockbuster move. That brings us to the Los Angeles Lakers. This move is about one thing and one thing only: winning a championship right now. It's about maximizing the final years of LeBron James's legendary career. The Lakers front office knows their window is closing. They have LeBron, they have Anthony Davis, but they saw this season that it's not quite enough. They need a third star. Not just a role player, but an elite, bona fide scorer who can take the pressure off a 40-year-old LeBron on a nightly basis. Donovan Mitchell is that guy. The fit is, on the surface, perfect. Mitchell provides the exact thing the Lakers have been missing: a reliable, high-volume perimeter scorer who can create his own offense in the half-court. When LeBron needs a rest, when the offense gets stagnant, you can just give the ball to Donovan and let him cook. He would be the primary offensive option, allowing LeBron to transition into more of a point forward, facilitator role, saving his body for the playoffs. A big three of LeBron, AD, and Donovan Mitchell would be terrifying. You have the size, the defense, the IQ, and the unstoppable scoring. On paper, that team is the immediate favorite to win the entire thing. The problem, and it's a big one, is how do they get him? The Lakers are not rich in assets like the Knicks are. They've already traded away a lot of their future picks. A deal would almost certainly have to include Austin Reeves, probably Rui Hachimura, and every single future draft pick and pick swap the Lakers are legally allowed to trade. They would have to mortgage their entire future for the next decade. But that's the Laker way, isn't it? Banners hang forever. This would be Rob Pelinka pushing all of his chips into the center of the table for one last, glorious run with King James. It's a move born of desperation, ambition, and the blinding spotlight of Hollywood. Now, we've talked about the fairy tale homecoming and the Hollywood blockbuster. But there's a third team lurking in the shadows. A team that doesn't always make the most noise, but always seems to be in the mix. A team built on discipline, toughness, and an identity that we call culture. That brings us to our dark horse, the Miami Heat. This just feels right, doesn't it? Pat Riley is always whale hunting. He is always looking for that next disgruntled star who fits their mold. And Donovan Mitchell, with his intensity and his burning desire to win, feels like a Heat player through and through. Can you imagine him under the coaching of Eric Spoelstra? Under the demanding, championship-or-bust environment of Miami? He would be their next great guard, following in the legendary footsteps of Dwayne Wade. The basketball fit is seamless. You pair Mitchell's explosive scoring with the defensive genius and playmaking of Bam Adebayo. That inside-out, guard-center combination is a recipe for success in the modern NBA. You surround them with tough, gritty shooters and defenders, and you have a team that nobody wants to face in a 7-game series. They would be physical, they would be disciplined, and with Mitchell, they would finally have the elite shot creator they need to get them over the hump in the playoffs. He's the closer they've been searching for since Jimmy Butler started to show signs of aging. And the trade package makes a lot of sense for both sides. The centerpiece would have to be Tyler Herro. He's a young, talented scorer who would give the Cavaliers a direct replacement for some of Mitchell's offensive production. You'd then add another player for salary purposes, maybe a Duncan Robinson, and then a couple of first-round picks. For Cleveland, they get a young star scorer in Herro who fits their timeline better, and they get draft capital. For Miami, they trade a good player in Herro for a great player in Mitchell, consolidating their talent to make a serious run at a title. It's a pragmatic, intelligent, and dangerous move that could quietly reshape the Eastern Conference. So there you have it. 3 teams, 3 completely different stories. The hometown hero returning to save the Knicks. The superstar joining a king in Los Angeles for a final, desperate championship push. The fiery competitor finding his perfect home in the demanding culture of Miami. From Donovan's perspective, what does he choose? The love and adoration of his hometown? The guaranteed spotlight and championship contention of LA? Or the no-nonsense, all-about-winning culture of the Heat? And from Cleveland's perspective, which deal is best for their future? Do they take the mountain of draft picks from New York to build slowly? Do they take the young, proven players from the Lakers? Or do they take the ready-made scorer in Tyler Herro from Miami? One decision, from one player, is about to set off a chain reaction that will define the rest of this decade in the NBA. The sweepstakes are on. Now I have to turn it over to you. Where do you think Donovan Mitchell will land? Which trade package makes the most sense? Let me know everything you're thinking down in the comments below. I want to hear it all. This is going to be a wild offseason, and we're just getting started.